Hey guys, I hope you're well and welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name is Radhika. I'm a junior doctor working in London and I have a new YouTube channel where I'm planning on making lots of videos about life as a doctor and everything else in between. So it's the end of January, I can't believe it and I bet you can't either. But I wanted to make a feelings and favourites video about the kind of things I've been feeling this month and also some of my favourites of the month so far. Most of them are food or like things that have happened. Normally these videos on YouTube are more like beauty or fashion, but I don't really have either of those two to talk about today. There's just random bits and bobs that I've really appreciated this month or been really grateful for this month. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing is a bit of an odd one, but it is the birth of my niece, Sienna. So she was born on the 3rd of January and I cannot tell you how much joy she has brought to my life, to my family's life. She's just so cute, so lovely, so perfect and beautiful, and she's the first niece or nephew born in my family. So she is a huge favourite this year. I'm constantly FaceTiming her and she started babbling at me on the phone as well now, which is really nice. But yeah, she's definitely my favourite of the month. The next favourite I have is getting my COVID vaccine. I've just covered up my NHS number there, but yeah, on the 6th of January, I got the Pfizer vaccine. I was offered it through work. I was really excited to get it and I felt quite emotional when I was kind of waiting to have it done. And I told the lady and she said that loads of people have said this as well. And it is a very emotional thing, kind of being part and seeing everyone being vaccinated and it hopefully providing some light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, I did feel a little bit unwell after having my vaccine for about a day and a half. It just felt quite achy and tired, but that's all part of the process of the vaccine working in your body and being immunised. But yeah, that was such a highlight for me having my vaccine this month. Now onto some more foodie items. A highlight that has only entered my life in the last week is this Veggie Nutella spread. So this is a vegan hazelnut spread. If you haven't tried Veggie, they're basically, I say Veggie, but some people say Veggie. I don't actually know what the answer is. But they have these huge, chunky chocolate bars with like whole hazelnuts in them. They're so good. They taste amazing. And I didn't know they did a chocolate spread. I really like it, just having it on some toast. I actually sprinkle a little bit of salt on top because it's like sweet salty on the toast. But yeah, it's really yum and I really recommend it. I think it was, how much was it? I paid $3.55, so quite expensive actually. But yum, and to be honest, you could probably get it cheaper somewhere else, but this was like a small little independent shop. So there is my Veggie hazelnut spread. The next food item is apple and cinnamon porridge. So I started making this probably just before Christmas, but I've made it quite a lot in January. I can do a video on how I make it if you want, so let me know in the comments below if you want me to make a video on that. But basically I've started having it quite a lot, and I like sitting outside in my garden with it and just, especially even if it's a little bit cold, as long as it's not raining, it's just quite nice to just have some outside time and enjoy my apple and cinnamon porridge. And it fills me up, it keeps me full for a long time. There's a bit of banana in there, a bit of peanut butter in there. Sometimes I again sprinkle some salt on top, but it's really yummy and it's been quite nice to mix up my breakfast and have something different that's also still yummy. Another thing that I've been loving this month is Lidl. So my friend insisted I go to Lidl the other day, and I used to go like now and then when I was younger, but there wasn't really one near me. And there have never really been that many vegan things, so I haven't really gone that much, and I've always just kind of gone to Tesco or Sainsbury's or the Co-op instead. But I went to Lidl the other day and there were so many vegan things and really affordable, and like things that I would buy in Tesco or Sainsbury's for way more than what I could pay in Lidl. And I bought some like vegan tortellini, which was really nice. I got some vegetables, I got some, what else did I get? I can't remember what else I got, but basically I got loads of stuff and it was like £12 and I was so happy. I got some Alpro yogurt, the cherry and blackberry ones, they're really nice. Yeah, I couldn't believe how much they had and how much vegan stuff they had, and I'm definitely going to be going there more going forward because it's way more affordable. I'm trying to save and you can get everything that you can get in other shops as well, but for like a lot cheaper. So Lidl is a favourite this month. One of my New Year's resolutions is to read 2 books a month. So this month I read The Vanishing Half by Brie Benet. My friend lent it to me and it was such a good book. I really recommend it. It took me a while to get into. Once I was into it, I really enjoyed it. It's basically about a pair of twins who leave home when they're like 16. They both live in a black community in Black Town in America, but they are very light skinned and they end up passing as white sometimes. So the twins leave home, but then they end up separating themselves from each other, and one ends up leading a black life and one ends up passing as a white person. So it talks about the differences between their lives, and then also their children and the differences between their children's lives, and then their children's lives kind of cross paths at some point. And it's also talking about the long lost twin side of things. It was really good. I really liked it and I would really recommend it. It was actually on Barack Obama's top books of 2020. The other book I'm reading this month, and I'm actually only a few chapters in, is Where the Crawdads Sing. Very similar colour scheme to Vanishing Half, you know, the blue and the pink. But anyways, this is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Loads of people love it. Like, I have seen so many people talking about this book, so I just thought I would read it too. One of my friends said it was the best book she read last year. But see, I'm only this much through. I fold my corners. I know that's a bit naughty. But I'm really enjoying it so far. People have told me it also takes a while to get into. I like that the chapters are short. I know that sounds really silly, but I don't feel like I'm committing too much by wanting to read another chapter. So I quite like that as well. But I'm going to finish that before the end of the month, which is in a couple of days. So those are my 2 books of the month that I've been reading. Now, the last thing is 3 Netflix recommendations. I am not a huge Netflix watcher, but I have become one recently because of lockdown and not having anything else to do. So the first thing I watched was Bridgerton, and I absolutely loved it. I didn't think I would because I don't really like period dramas, and I kind of watched the first episode thinking I might not carry it on. But it was just so good. I loved that the cast were not all white. There were loads of black and brown people as well. I loved the modern edge it had on things, like it had Ariana Grande being played by an orchestra during one of the balls. It's directed by Shonda Rhimes, so there was loads of modern elements to it, and she also wrote Grey's Anatomy, but I think it's her directing style that made so much of it so fun to watch. And I also just really liked the storyline and how it was kind of like Gossip Girl crossed with Pride and Prejudice. So if you haven't watched it, I'd really recommend watching it, but don't watch it with your parents because it can get quite awkward. The next thing I binged over literally 2-3 days was Schitt's Creek, which is a Canadian comedy show. I think it's 5 or 6 seasons, but each season only has 20-minute episodes. And I really enjoyed it. I kind of binged it whilst doing a jigsaw puzzle, and I had it on in the background. You become really attached to the characters, and it really develops as the seasons go on. It was really funny. It made me laugh. I liked the script, I liked the characters. So yeah, I really enjoyed Schitt's Creek. It was really light-hearted to watch. It's just something you can have on in the background. And then the last thing I also binged in 1 or 2 nights, I think it was one night. This is my thing, I just watch Netflix. I binge it really quickly in one go. But I watched The Queen's Gambit and I really liked that as well. Really interesting, really fun. I'm not a huge chess player, so I did actually fast forward some of the chess scenes, which whenever I tell anyone, they're horrified that I did that. But yeah, I really like The Queen's Gambit. And it's not based on a true story, but it was still really great to watch and really gripping, and you're like really on her team. So Queen's Gambit I would also recommend. I've only watched those 3 things on Netflix this month, but that's quite a lot for me and I really enjoyed them. But if you have any other Netflix recommendations, please do leave them in the comments below because I'm always looking for new things to watch. So those are my favourites, and now I just want to touch on some of my feelings of the month. So I think January always brings this feeling of hope and excitement, and I definitely get that at January. I think it allows me to reflect on the year before and really make plans for where I want to be in a year's time. I don't necessarily make resolutions, but I kind of just make goals, and I like to write down things in my, literally in here. I like to write down how I'm feeling, and I like to be able to look back on it and see what my goals and resolutions, not goals and resolutions, but kind of aims were, but I don't make them very strict. Anyway, so January definitely brings me excitement for a new year ahead, even in the circumstances of right now. Another feeling I felt this month is very proud of myself, particularly for starting this YouTube channel. It's something I've always wanted to do, and I've always been too scared of what other people would think of me. So I'm really, really pleased I did that, and I'm really enjoying making videos so far for you and having your guys' reactions as well. So definitely proud of myself this month. As you can see from my last video, another thing I've really felt this month is awareness of my phone usage. So I spent most of the month not on Instagram, but the last 10 days I have been, and I'm just really trying to balance how much I'm on it, how much I'm posting, how much I'm scrolling. And it's just brought me a whole another level of awareness of how I use Instagram and how I use my phone. And then the last feeling I've been feeling this month is kind of a lot of attachment to my family and missing them quite a lot. I end up speaking to my family like 2-3 times a day. different members and FaceTiming them, particularly because of baby Sienna. But yeah, I just feel so much attachment to them now, so much more like want and desire to be around them and see them compared to when I was younger, which has been really nice. And I think kind of feels like I've kind of reached another level of maturity in my 20s, whereas when I was younger it was kind of like I just want to hang out with my friends, whereas now I feel a lot more aware of my family and wanting to be around them and wanting to speak to them and wanting to check they're okay and do things for them. So definitely a huge attachment to my family as well. So that is everything I've been, well, not everything, but a lot of what I've been feeling and liking and favoriting this month. I will see you in my next video. If you have any feelings and favourites of this month of January 2021, then let me know in the comments below. And if there's anything you think I should check out that I might like and might be able to include in a future video, then also let me know. I hope you guys are doing really well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It means a lot to me, as you know. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!